Hey, hey, hey. Happy Tuesday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Gaming Gang Dispatch is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host, here at the Dispatch, brought to you by thegaminggang.com, which I happen to be the Grand Poobah. I'm the editor-in-chief of thegaminggang.com. So welcome aboard. If this is your first time joining me, kick back, relax. Tain't no rocket surgery going on around here. We're just talking tabletop gaming. So if it's going on your tabletop, I'm talking about it. I'm just sharing the latest in tabletop gaming news. Of course, if you are somebody who's hung out and visited before and catch the show, welcome back. Thanks for joining me once again. Tonight is Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. This is live stream number 599. Yes, tomorrow night, number 600. So anyway, do want to point out that if you like this video, by all means, give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you subscribe, ding that bell, because it'll not only let you know when the Dispatch airs live Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube. I'll also tell you when I upload other videos, such as my review of The Shores of Tripoli from Fort Circle Games. This will be up tomorrow afternoon. So find out what I thought of this lightweight introductory card-driven war game. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. This is a live stream, so if you are watching live, that also means chat is available. It's not on screen. It's one of the ways that I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay. But if you want to say howdy, or maybe you got a question, a comment, by all means, chime in. I will do my best to respond. Sometimes chat does zip by pretty quickly. So, like I said, I do my best to respond. If it's something very important you want me to, comment on, or it's a question or something, by all means, if I missed the first time around, just submit it again. So, all right, so far, John Vogel was first out the gate in chat saying hello tonight. I think that's 2 shows in a row for John. Clint Gibson is here. Kabuki Kid, double K's in the house. The Madman, one of our 2 chat moderators, is with us as well. And we've got Christopher Brasil. I believe, I don't know, maybe I'm close on that pronunciation. But it is the first time Christopher has joined us. Welcome aboard. Kick back. Put your feet up. Everybody's pretty nice. Everybody's pretty friendly around here. So the Madman points out that their package arrived. So if you hadn't been paying attention, there was an auction. I did my annual game auction that, trying to, keep this show around and the website around and everything else. Yeah, the whole auction went over like a lead balloon, but did send everything out, and it looks like everybody is starting to get their items. So I see the Madman said they got theirs all in one piece. There were some extra goodies in there as well. So if people had purchased more than 3 items, or 3 or more items, I tossed in some small footprint games just for the heck of it. Yeah, you know how it goes. So a grade A is with us as well. So the Madman's not going to be able to make show 600 tomorrow. Oh no! I'm going to be joined by my best friend, Elliot Miller. And we are going to spend the show just kibitzing. If you have questions about, some of the gaming that we did way back in the day in the 80s and 90s, by all means, we're gonna kind of, just kind of kick back, have some fun. No news. So it'll be a completely different kind of format tomorrow, but it's just going to be really light. Just have some fun. So Grade A says that their package is still MIA. Huh. That's weird. So, I don't know. All right. So, okay, I guess it's saying January 6th is when it's supposed to arrive. Yeah, I have nothing to do with this. I should point out, and if you follow the show, you probably heard me mention this before, that my best friend Elliot, who's joining us tomorrow night, he had sent my Christmas present. I think it was on the 15th of December is when it went out. And I got it on, I think it was December 28th. So, and he just lives in another suburb of Chicago, just like me. So it's like, okay, all right. Moving right along. So, got a good amount of news tonight. Got some cool stuff we're going to talk about. So, let's jump on in because arriving later this month from Good Games Publishing. Hopefully, they publish good games. Otherwise, it'd be kind of weird, right? Wow, that game sucked from Good Games Publishing. Anyway, coming later this month from Good Games Publishing is Funfair. Here's what I know. Can you build the best theme park in town? Choose and build an exciting mix of attractions in your very own theme park. Upgrade them to match blueprints or just stack up towering rides that pull in the crowds and make the most cash. Hire staff members and build super attractions to maximize your park's strategy for the win. Funfair is a standalone game in the Unfair universe. It's a lighter and faster introduction to Unfair's ludicrously modular theme park building. With fast setup and gameplay and only positive player interaction included in Funfair, it's a fun, there you go, family game. However, new goals, new cards, all new build strategies and type combos will give experienced gamers and Unfair fans plenty of challenge. Funfair is for 2 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, plays in 30 to 60 minutes. It's going to carry an MSRP of $40 when it arrives on January 27th. What caught my eye here is, I don't know, maybe a couple of months ago, I had shared a news piece about Unfair, which looked really, really interesting because you're supposed to be taking a theme park and trying to run it into the ground to make it like the worst theme park, the most dangerous theme park. So this is the opposite of that. You're actually trying to create a good theme park. So that could be pretty cool. Could be pretty nice. Clint Gibson is mentioning that they received their auction items as well. Very cool. So, and guess they're trying to decide on what to play tonight. Yes, there we go. And Clint wanted a signed game. And hopefully you did notice I signed it on the inside of the box. So, all right, so moving right along. Also arriving this month is another title. This is from Lookout Games. It's Hallertau, and it's from designer Uwe Rosenberg. I've got some of the skinny. The Hallertau in Bavaria, Germany, is the largest continuous hop-producing region in the world. It prides itself upon being the first in Middle Europe to cultivate hops. This game is set around 1850 when the Hallertau became what it is today. A chief of a small Bavarian village in the Hallertau, How many times am I going to say this? Hallertau, Hallertau, Hallertau. Your objective is to increase its wealth and prestige in the eyes of the world. To achieve this, you'll need to supply the local craftsfolk with goods from agriculture and sheep breeding. Place your workers, play your cards right, and let your village shine. It features progressive worker placement. Action spaces can be used multiple times, becoming more expensive in the process. There's a 2-field rotation system. Fields lose their potency over time, so fallowing fields allows them to become increasingly effective. You can play cards at any time. This timing and the combination of cards can be very powerful. And sheep have an expiration date. Breeding sheep early comes with a lot of perks, but eventually sheep will die of natural causes. Hallertau is for 1 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, plays around 50 to 140 minutes. Kind of an odd 50 to 140. Okay. Can just say, between 60. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It is going to carry an MSRP of $80 when it arrives on January 29th. I got to point out that I think this is a pretty heavyweight Euro game. That the sell sheet info that's out there about this game is probably underselling this. Because for one, I guarantee you're creating hops. And outside of them just talking about, well, that area of Bavaria is known for, hop production. That's all. It's like it was never mentioned again. I bet you that that's part of the process of this game as well. Yes, it's the most famous hop producing area in Europe, but we're not going to even bother with that. So Grady says sheep breeding. Yes, there is sheep breeding in this. All right, my next news piece. There's an interesting looking game. It's from Boîte de Jeu. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's coming in February, and I've got the dope on Daimyo Rebirth of the Empire. Long after the end of the time of man, the few remnants of humanity have have newly retaken the world, treading on the ruins of ancient civilizations. Within the archipelago of the Six, the clans live according to an absurd I need a sip here. Once again, I'm kind of my stupid teleprompter is kind of blocked here. So let me move something real quick. Make life a little easier, probably. All right, here we go. Within the archipelago of the Six, the clans live according to an absurd reinterpretation of Bushido. You are a daimyo, a leader of a clan, and you want to become the new emperor of this archipelago. To do this, you must gain popularity. Send your governors to influence the local populaces, but they must remain wary of assassination by deadly shadows while your scavengers unearth glorious relics from long ago. Seize control of this archipelago with the help of the new heroes of this world. In Daimyo, you're the leader of a clan, striving to become emperor. At the end of the 5th round, the player who has accumulated the most popularity points will be proclaimed emperor. There are 4 major ways to gain popularity points. During the game, at the end of each round, each player earns popularity points according to their level of influence on each island. At the end of the game, each player earns popularity points according to the number of relics they've restored. Each player earns PP according to the number of buildings of each type they've constructed. And the players with the greatest combined values of army and gold will also earn popularity points. Daimyo, Rebirth of the Empire, is for 2 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, plays in 30 to 60 minutes. It will carry an MSRP of €50. So, of course, who knows exactly what that's going to be, because we're always seeing the fluctuation in exchange rates. I do not see a distributor who's carrying this in the US, but it is coming out in the US. So I don't know. I'm going to take a guess. It'll probably carry an MSRP around $60. That's my guess. But this does look pretty interesting, as Melvinius from York has arrived and joined us in chat. But yeah, I like the artwork. The artwork looks pretty cool. Just, I don't know. I have no idea. The layout looks pretty cool. I believe, I might be wrong, but I do believe that this game also has an optional, like, cosmetic release, which includes miniatures. I think, if I remember correctly, I thought I saw that. Now, I'm not sure if that was for just for the Kickstarter that they had, or if that'll be available as an extra add-on or something, an expansion you can purchase. But this does look kind of cool, so I did want to share this news piece with you. So Melwinia says it should be probably between about 60 and 70. And the Kickstarter had minis, according to a grade A, fancy minis. All right, well, we can see that this does not have miniatures. It has meeples. So a grade A says there were 80 miniatures. I would assume that's some deluxe edition, because I can't see them having 80 miniatures and the rest of these game components for 50 euros. Don't see that at all. All right, let's move on into some role-playing news, because there is a new bundle of holding that's arrived, and it features John Carter, Warlord of Mars. Or it's actually just John Carter of Mars from Modiphius Entertainment. Here's the dish. Adventurer. This John Carter of Mars bundle presents the John Carter of Mars, obviously enough, right? Tabletop role-playing game from Modiphius Entertainment, based on the Martian planetary romances of Edgar Rice Burroughs. Explore Barsoom as pilots, warriors, scientists, or one of the terrifying green Tharks. Create your own Barsoomian adventures, or take on the great journeys as John Carter himself, Deja Thoris, Tars Tarkus, Thulvia Patarch, Carthoris of Helium, and the other heroes and heroines of the books. Using Momentum, a streamlined pulp action version of the Modiphius 2D20 system, you'll experience the dying world of dry ocean beds, where giant four-armed barbarians rule, of crumbling cities home to an advanced but decaying civilization, of strange beasts and savage combat, where love, honor, and loyalty become the stuff of adventure. For just $9.95, you get all 3 titles in the starter collection as DRM-free PDFs, including the complete, full-color 288-page John Carter of Mars core rulebook, the narrator's screen and narrator's kit, and the Barsoom and Korad Legacy map and travel guide. If you pay more than the threshold price of $28.18, you'll level up and also get more, including the bonus collection with 6 more titles worth an additional $75, including the Phantoms of Mars campaign guide, 3 era supplements that describe different phases of the Martian sequence, the Dotar Sojat era, the Jedek of Jedek's era, and Prince of Helium era, and 2 52-card print and cut decks of artwork, landscapes and locations deck, and characters and tokens deck. These savings do run through January 25th. 10% of your payment after gateway fees will be donated to Vision Rescue. Cool. I gotta say, I reviewed the core book for John Carter of Mars, Adventures on the Dying World of Barsoom. That was the official title for it. And I liked it. I thought it was very well done. And I know Chris Birch over at Modiphius is a huge John Carter fan. In fact, for years he wanted to get this role-playing game out. I got to be honest, I don't think it went over all that well. I don't think it sold like they were hoping it would. And I got to tell you, I think part of the problem is the layout of the core rule book, as well as there was a second book. I want to say, I think it's the campaign guide that they were released, and they're like what they used to call like almost like coffee table books. They're in a landscape. So instead of being, like longer this way, they're longer this way. Just like you see the image right here, that's how the book lays out. And I got to be honest, I think some people didn't care for that as far as their game books. So I don't know. I have no idea. A Great A said the problem is 2D20. That is a possibility as well. Although the 2D20 system they used for this is really, well, they say streamlined, but it is pretty basic. It's not overly complex whatsoever. So, Melwinius from York says they received Rime of the Frost Maiden. Is it just me, or has the book a lot more pages than the usual D&D campaign book? I believe it is. I may have even mentioned that in the review that I did, that it was a little bit longer than we were used to seeing. Just because it's longer doesn't mean it's better. It's all right. People get mad because I wasn't sitting there going, oh my gosh, Rime of the Frost Maiden's amazing. I'm not a shill. Sorry. It's like I joke about this all the time. I say it, as I see it. And I know I could sit here and shoot 10-minute Dungeons and Dragons videos all day long if I wanted to sit here and have loads and loads of subscribers and people watching. But what am I going to do? Rehash the same stuff that's been said a million times by people? Nah. So Flaming Heron's here. Our other moderator has arrived. So yes, Flaming Heron's talking about winning the copy of John Carter of Mars. Yeah, I think the work they put in it was great. I think Modiphius Entertainment really did well as far as putting it together. And I mean, even if you wanted to use it as a source book and just kind of throw out the 2D20, you could. All right, so Great A says, I was perfectly happy with your assessment of Rime of the Frost Maiden, Jeff. It actually saved me $35. See, that's the other thing, just because I get stuff as review copies most of the time, that doesn't mean that I'm not looking out for folks out there who have to buy this stuff. So it's like, so Clint says they like Rime, but there are some faults. Yes, I agree. There's plenty that you could use in it. There's no doubt about that. And we've talked about this before, and we can talk about it once I finish up my last little news piece here. But I am of the firm belief that you can take a good game master, can take a crap game, a crap adventure, and they can make something out of it. Whereas a bad game master can take the greatest role-playing game and the most fantastic adventure and crap all over it. So, all right, moving right along. There's a new release for the Warlock role-playing game. See, if Ibram was here, we could have him chiming in. Anyway, this new supplement has arrived. It's in PDF. I've got the scoop on Three's Company from Fire Ruby Designs. Unfortunately, this is the only image I've got. I don't have any interiors. The supplement for Warlock, ! The old school role-playing game inspired by the early days of British tabletop gaming includes 3 adventures of vice, villainy, and intrigue. All take place within the kingdom setting, giving further flavor and context to that world, and explore the meeting places of the secretive societies of the kingdom and her more morally ambiguous trades. The first adventure is Ghosts of Hollyford. A notorious and hunted outlaw seeks revenge for the death of his gang to an abomination of sorcery in an enigmatic wood. Will the player characters deliver vengeance or deliver the outlaw to the king's wardens? The second adventure is Vice and Villainy in Birmingham. In a dark and dank canal-side tavern, competing interests are about to make for a very interesting night. There are opportunities to be had for the bold, or at least the not terribly squeamish. The third adventure is Red Knight in Fair Marinus. A wealthy merchant has been murdered, and a group of scoundrels are holding out on a deal, but all is not as it seems, and there are those with a burning hot desire to see the job done. All are written to be played individually, but with guidance can be played as a set, and all are packed with threads and hooks for further related adventures. The 91-page PDF of Warlock 3's Company is available for $6.83 over at Drive-Thru RPG. Do want to mention it's also available in hardcover, but it's like $23 and change or something. I thought for a 91-page book, huh? What? But as far as the PDF price, that's I'd say that's pretty fair. And I keep hearing good things about Warlock, so hopefully this is pretty interesting as well. Of course, I was just talking about Drive-Thru RPG, and the Gaming Gang and thus the Dispatch are affiliated with the One Bookshelf sites. So if you are going to go visit, say, Drive-Thru RPG, please stop by thegaminggang.com first. Click on one of our ads. Right now, we're running a tower ad. And if you happen to make a purchase, I get a little portion of that sale. And all those nickels, dimes, and quarters really do add up. And they do help keep the Gaming Gang channel, and especially the website, around. Because there are a lot of people who actually do come by and click on our ads. And it really helps out. It really, really does. All right. So Mel Winius is saying they often use campaign books as idea books. Yeah, I'm right with you on that. And Professor DM, I have no idea who they are, released a good video today about D&D 5e. Oh, Great A says Dungeon Craft channel. So that I've actually heard of some of these channels, but once again, I don't really have much time to watch other people's videos. So Mel Winius says they received the modern age Lazarus setting today. I'm not sure where that's from. Flaming Heron says they made a purchase of the magical land of Yeld, which I just reviewed. So Flaming Heron saying I sold them on the game following my review. It's funny because I actually just saw, I had a comment from Josh Skull Dixon, who I reviewed Dungeon Pets. That was his release, which I really thought was great. I thought that was a blast. And he had also commented that the game really isn't for kids. And I haven't read the entire comment because I haven't responded, of course. But it almost made it out like that they never presented it as the game is for kids or for younger gamers. And that may not necessarily be the case, because I actually had someone who's like doing PR, I guess, for the Magical Land of Yeld. And when they reached out to me, they sort of implied that the game was kind of an all ages sort of role-playing game, which honestly, I don't believe it is, in my opinion, which is fine. I think it's really, really well done. I think it's excellent. I just, there's a lot of like very dark aspects to the game world, to the game setting, that I don't think like smaller kids would like. So Great A says when they saw the review, they got the impression it's not for kids either. Yeah, I know. So I don't know. I have no idea. But I guess Skull Dixon is friends with the folks who put together the magical land of Yeld. I also have some supplements as well. I've got four. Yeah, I think there's four different books that I've got that I am going to, I'm going to just review them all together. So, The Hidden Halls of Hazakor is good for kids, according to a grade A. Amazing Tales was pretty good. I reviewed that a couple of years ago, I want to say. I thought that was pretty well done for kids. I still think the like Tiny Dungeon second edition, any of the what is it? They call it Tiny D6 series. Alan Barr does a lot of it from Gallant Knight Games, if I remember correctly. I think that can easily be translated to games that are very friendly for smaller kids. So yeah, it's just they're kind of settingless. Like even Tiny Dungeons doesn't really. I mean, it's got like these micro settings, but it essentially is kind of settingless. Whereas the Magical Land of Yeld has a very definite setting. There's even if you're looking at it, and I talk about this in the review, if you check it out, it's recommended that every time you play, a different player becomes the game master, which I disagree. But it basically talks about how, okay, so this campaign should have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's all kind of contained in the book. Not to say you can't build on what's in there, but I like that too. I thought that was very cool as well, because it's all, I mean, granted, of course, it's not like a complete railroad or anything like that. It's pretty interesting. It's very cool. Anyway, speaking of role-playing games, and I will talk about our contests again. There are two going on that I announced yesterday. I did receive yet another copy of the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Monster Manual. And if you caught the episode where I had the one that was supposed to be very good condition that I got off of Amazon and sent back because it was not very good condition. This I got off of eBay, and it's actually in very good shape, considering that this is over 40 years old. This is the fourth printing from 79. So it's just got a little bit of a ding here where some of these older hardcovers almost have like a fabric inside. So that's got a little ding there, a little divot. But the rest looks really good. Pages are relatively clean. So I was like, sweet. Like I said, I was just getting, I'm just being nostalgic lately. And I just kind of wanted to have copies of the original D&D books that I had. Now, I had chainmail and I had the white box, but I actually picked those up after I had picked up Advanced D&D. So, I don't know why. I was like probably like 13 or so when I bought it. It was like, I must have had money burning a hole in my pocket. So, like I was talking to Elliot earlier, and I had mentioned, I said, yeah. So I figured, okay, so I want to have, and I've got a copy of the Player's Handbook coming, which is from eBay, but it was shipped, I guess, like media mail, which that's not promising. But hopefully that'll be 1 out of 3 off of Amazon, because the other 2 I bought off of Amazon, I got the Monster Manual, that went back. And then I got the Dungeon Master's Guide, which was actually in really nice condition, but it was the Jeff Easley artwork cover, which is not what was advertised. So that went back. So, of course, I've got I got Dungeon Master's Guide. I also have the Fiend Folio. Those are both coming off of eBay. And then I'll probably pick up Deities and Demigods, and then those will be the 5 books that I had. I did not have any other of the books that came out for Advanced D&D. I didn't have Unearthed Arcana or anything like that. So kind of cool. So a grade A says, no, thank you, evil did not go over too well with his kids. They thought it was too silly. That's one of the reasons why I didn't mention it. And not that I've got anything against it. I don't have anything against um, Shanna Germain or Monty Cook or Monty Cook Games. It just looks like that's a game for really small kids, I think. So Grade A says Golden Sky Stories is great if you don't want violence. That's cool. I am familiar with that. I've never seen it, but I have heard of that. And it actually it's a pretty well received game as far as I know. All right. Anyway, so let's talk about the contests, and then if anybody's got anything that they want to toss out there in chat, we can tackle that. But as I mentioned last night, I've got two new contests for January. First off, if the Gaming Gang channel can get up to 4,000 subscribers, which isn't that far off, by January 31st, I will give away a brand new copy of Next War Korea from GMT Games. This is in shrink. So what that glare is coming from. This is in shrink, baby. There you go. Great. He's like 3,790 subscribers today. And I will ship this just about anywhere in the world. I will not send it to like Afghanistan or anything like that, because I highly doubt anybody in Afghanistan is watching this video. But that is what's on the hook, I guess, for 4,000 or more subscribers by the end of the month. If I were to somehow get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, then I will be giving away a copy of the aforementioned Jeff Easley artwork covers of the 3 core books for Advanced Dungeons & Dragons: Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, and Monster Manual, all in very good or better condition. Once again, I will send those out essentially anywhere that I possibly can ship it. So I'm making an exception for these contests this month just to see what happens. I got to be honest, most people don't go for the contests that I do. I don't know what it is. Only time I get a lot of people who, like, if I say, oh yeah, well, be a subscriber and then, you can win, is when I do the D&D books. When I do a giveaway for the alternate art cover for Dungeons and Dragons. I've done that a couple of times, and I've actually pulled in, I think between 2 of them, about 1,000 subscribers, amazingly enough. And what I was very surprised was once those contests were over, it was not a mass exodus of subscribers either. I was very shocked by that, because I thought for sure it'd be like, oh, I didn't win. Unsubscribed. Bye. So Christopher's saying they're texting all their pals to subscribe. So Flaming Huron, well, hang on, let's see what we got. Flaming Huron says, quite possible if the subs keep increasing like they have been, maybe someone wants a copy of this. I don't know. I get a good number of war gamers who watch. Not all of them are war gamers. Here's the funny thing. Well, I should point out, this is a war game review coming up tomorrow. So I am going to try to do war games on Wednesdays, because as I mentioned before, I'm going to try to stick to a schedule of new reviews on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And hopefully most Wednesdays it'll be like war games or conflict sims or action games, things like that. So Melwinia says, in Germany, there's a teddy bear adventure called Plush, Power and Plunder, where you play an awakened plushie. Almost sounds like Stuffed Fables, which is the board game from now it's Z-Man Games. So, or better said, a fleshed out pen and paper RPG called Plush Power and Plunder. So Flaming Heron says people generally don't subscribe, they just do it and then don't care. Unless they're, I guess, they're D&D fanatics, then maybe. Oh, I'm sorry. Flaming Heron says unsubscribe. All right, Christopher's got to run. Thank you, Christopher. Be sure to visit us once again and hang out. So, John Vogel said, heard that before. War Game Wednesday. Yes, for news. John, for news. Trying to do that. I can't review war games if I don't have them, man. It's like, I don't know about some of you people out there. So the Madman says they keep telling everybody in their 3 game groups about the stream, the website, and Twitter. So Melania says when the COVID stuff ends, they won't be able to catch the show live too much anymore. Yeah, that'll happen. That will happen. All right. Anyway, so there you go. Those are the contests that I've got going on right now. Also, once again, do want to mention my best friend Elliot Miller will be joining me for tomorrow's show. We're not talking any news. We're just going to kind of kick back, talk about the gaming gang itself and some of our experiences in high school. Hopefully, I believe my friend from high school, Scott Weigel, who pops in every once in a while into chat, I think he will probably be showing up to hang out as well. So it should be kind of cool. Should be kind of cool. We're just, just bumming around, just having some fun. Nothing too serious for, episode 600. So Flaming Heron says, should we be prepared for questions? Oh, should you prepare questions? Sure, of course. Yeah, whatever you want to fire away. We will be taking questions from chat. We certainly will. And hopefully the stream will work okay. Don't know. I have never tried doing a Skype interview and streaming it live with the software. So I am hoping I've got enough bandwidth. I think we should be okay. I think we'll be all right. So the Madman is going to be catching tomorrow's show after the fact. Yes, because it's game night for the Madman and their group. So yes, I hope it's fun. I don't know. I have no idea. I might actually even bring down a couple of beers and just be like, yeah, okay. All right. So that is it for this time out. Once again, let me remind you, if you enjoy this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you subscribe, ding that bell. Because not only will it let you know when the Gaming Gang Dispatch airs live Monday through Thursday nights, right here on YouTube. Also let you know when I upload other videos, such as my review of The Shores of Tripoli, which will be available tomorrow afternoon for you to check out. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Those of you who hung out and watched live and joined me in chat, thank you very much. Always appreciate you taking some time out, keeping me company so I don't feel like a complete goofball talking to a camera and nothing else. But then again, I do know a lot of folks out there who catch the show. They don't have an opportunity to watch live. So I definitely appreciate you watching as well, even if you're watching on Memorex. I definitely appreciate that. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever day it is. I will be back tomorrow. And of course, as I wrap up all of my videos during this never-ending pandemic, here's hoping all of you out there are being smart and staying safe. Oh, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, if you'd like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel, by all means, click right here. And if you'd like to check out one of our recent live streams, click right up top. And if you want to roll the dice and see what the algorithm for YouTube recommends, click right here. And of course, Thank you once again for watching. And gang, please stay safe and wear a mask.